There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando. Hey, it's Awkward Noah here, and today we are doing a remote video from a secret location. Just kidding, it's not secret, it's just my house. And while I was visiting my family, I was talking with my wonderful sister, Katrina, and one thing my sister's known for is that she's obsessed, and I'm talking literally obsessed, with the masterpiece that is Mamma Mia. And since she's so knowledgeable about Mamma Mia, and I'm more knowledgeable about astrology, I thought we'd combine the two, and we would tell you the signs as Mamma Mia characters. Now, we tried really hard to match up. There's not actually that many characters. There's only like 9 major characters, so we kind of had to sneak in some extra characters that might not be as main as the others, but I think they fit quite well, and I'm sure you'll agree. Woo! Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you don't want to watch all the other signs, feel free to check the description where I'll put the timestamps for each of the characters. Now, we'll be going in the yearly calendar, so I know it's not the actual order of it, but we'll start with Capricorn and then we'll end with Sagittarius. Now, first up, we have Capricorn. And what Mamma Mia character fits Capricorn the best? Harry! Now, Harry, we know, is now working in a bank, a family man, and a football fan. And he's not very adventurous. He's spontaneous, but he's not spontaneous. And he did go at one point by the name Harry Headbanger, so he's a little rebellious, however, still very responsible and definitely has his life in order. And what makes him a Capricorn is that he takes a while to warm up to new people. He definitely loves to repress his emotions. I mean, you could tell from the first movie he was gay. He was definitely a full-grown adult when he was 5, and I think Harry just really embodies the Capricorn energy. And now you're working in a bank, a family man, a football fan, and your name is Harry. And now on to the next one, Aquarius, which is my sign, so I feel personally related to this one. The character we believe most suits Aquarius is Tanya. Now, Tanya is one of those very out there characters who loves to use big words, and she's always a little weird. I mean, she does use donkey testicles on her face to make it all moisturized, so 24 karat gold and donkey testicles. I mean, who could get weirder than that, for sure. She's definitely in love with humanity and not individuals. As you can see, she's very aloof and on to the next one all the time. She had how many husbands? She doesn't really like to do feelings, so that makes a lot of sense too. She loves her personal freedom. She likes not being tied down to a specific person or place. She can come and go as she pleases. She is a professional when it comes to pretending she knows things that she really knows nothing about. I mean, sound like someone else we know? Yeah, maybe I relate to Tanya. Anyway, that's it for Aquarius, so on to Pisces, the fish. Now, the character of Pisces we've chose for Mamma Mia is Sky. Now, Sky is a very imaginative and dreamy, very much like that Pisces spirit, let me tell you. He's excessively romantic and loves to do things for Sophie. Don't go wasting your emotions. Lay all your love on me. He somehow acts like a 5-year-old and a 50-year-old at exactly the same time. I mean, he can be very childish, or he can be completely responsible when he's working at that company in the second movie. I don't know what it was, honestly. I can't remember, and Katrina's not helping me at all right now. The other thing that's very Pisces is that he has no boundaries. He kind of just likes to overshare and come in, but he does want to be helpful. I just think this place has so much potential. You know, he does love to help. And on to the next one, we have Aries. Woo! Now, the character we have picked for Aries is Bill. Bill is most certainly Aries because he will do anything on a dare. He likes to think that everything is a competition or a game, which works in the deleted scene where Sophie sings to him, "What's the name of the game? Does it mean anything to you?" So, I mean, that just works right there. He's known for doing what he wants, but making sure to do it in his own way. So even if he's following the crowd, he does it his own way completely. He's definitely the kind of person that gets angry and then forgets why he's even angry. And he loves to be that kind of person who just is going on adventures and coming up with new ideas and traveling the world. And I mean, you know, those eye tattoos on the butt cheeks was definitely on a dare. He wouldn't have done that without someone telling him to. Although would he? He probably would have. On to the next one. We have the wonderful sign of Taurus. Woo! Now Taurus, we are going to Allie and Lisa. Now Allie and Lisa are very dependable, reliable, they're logical, they're always there for Sophie. They always give advice when they can to Sophie when she asks. They pick up what they're doing and come to support her. They're definitely kind of homebodies. They're kind of that character that just does everything for the other person. They're the kind of person that goes all or nothing. They're either all in or completely out. There's no in between. And I mean, that goes to show in the, I'm not sure if I want to hear this. Oh, I do. That scene for sure just definitely goes to show Taurus energy. They're definitely the kind of people that are perfectly happy with everything staying the same. They like to be friends with Sophie and support Sophie. Their friendship is what matters most to them. And now on to Gemini. Now for the sign of Gemini, it was pretty easy to decide that Rosie was most certainly the Gemini of the show. Now Rosie loves to use humor as a crutch because she's really afraid to be alone, even though she claims she's a lone wolf. Ow, ow, ow! She's definitely the first kind of person to notice when someone's bluffing, and she's definitely one of those people that would be a great Twitter personality. I mean, she had her own cookbook and had the world following her recipes, so we know she likes the little bit of attention, even though she says she doesn't. She's definitely a great communicator and a listener, and she's always there for Donna when she needs her. She's definitely got that split personality as the twins. You know, she's kind of like, I want to be alone, but I also want to date Bill. What are you gonna choose? Who knows? If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Anyway, of course Rosie is a Gemini because that just makes total sense in my fantasy. And on to the next one, we have Cancer. Woo! Now Cancer, we have decided that the Mamma Mia character that most suits Cancer is Sam. Now Sam loves to take on other people's problems. I mean, from the beginning he comes in and is like, oh, I can help with that, I can help with that, I can help with that. And he's definitely the kind of person that would forgive but never forget how you treated him. I mean, he did forgive Donna, but he also didn't forget how she treated him, for sure. He's definitely that kind of person that likes to keep things exactly the way they are. He likes to be comfortable and he doesn't really admire change at all. There's just a part of him that kind of would love if things would just stay the same. And that's kind of what he brings Donna into near the end. He kind of helps her. He's definitely the kind of person that's haunted by grief. And I mean, Cancers are always haunted by their own grief. I'm sure it just killed him when Donna got away. And I mean, as someone who definitely takes on other people's problems, I mean, look at the way he just came and swooped in and tried to help even though it wasn't his fault. I can definitely see a bit of Sophie in a Cancer too, because she loves to take on other people's problems. And I mean, if that was her actual father, who knows? That's been enough for Cancer, so we are on to Leo. Now Leo, this one was the given. When picking out the characters, this was the first one I settled on. Cher, aka the wonderful Ruby, definitely a Leo. A Leo loves to stand out and be proud. She's a big, huge personality. I mean, she left to travel the world, and she's a little bit vain. She's got that razzle-dazzle with that theatrical flair. I mean, look at that final performance of Fernando. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? She's definitely that kind of person that's big and bright and kind of just steps on other people to get what she wants. Not in a mean way. They just definitely want to be the star of the show. She definitely thrives on praise from others, which is why she kind of just left her daughter to fend for herself. That was the one I was most confident in, so I know for sure she is a Leo. And I mean, Cher is probably a Leo in real life too. I mean, she might be a little more down to earth, but that character, for sure, 100% Leo. On to the next one. We have Virgo, aka the Virgin. And we decided that that would be the lovely Sophie. I mean, it kind of makes sense. By the second one, she's definitely not a virgin anymore. But Virgos love to feel useful and productive, and that is Sophie to a T. She definitely puts an emphasis on her thoughts and ideas rather than actual productivity, though. That's one thing she kind of like strays away from. She definitely is that kind of person that will try to fix other people's problems before working on her own. I mean, she needed to work on that marriage with her partner, but she definitely was trying to fix her mom's love life by finding out who her father was, trying to figure out her mom's issues before she figured out her own. Definitely Virgo energy. And the one thing, she's always liking to take on tasks that can never be completed. She kind of has these big ideas that don't really fall into fruition, unfortunately. Like, she just messaged all of these out of the blue, but didn't really think the follow through would actually even happen. So, classic Virgo. Anyway, on to our next one. We have Libra. Libra. And this is one of the ones my sister Katrina came in blaring at. She came in right away. Donna's a Libra. Donna's a Libra for sure, because I'm a Libra and Donna's a Libra. And I wanted to disagree, but then I read the description for what a Libra was, and I was like, Donna is a Libra. She's indecisive. She can't decide. As you can see, she went through 3 different guys and couldn't decide. 3 perfectly fine guys and could not decide on which one was best. She was completely comfortable with kicking them out of the old goat house because she didn't want them there at all. She wasn't even going to deal with the issues. She was just going to send them on their way and go. She's prone to fantasy, and I mean, that whole money sequence just kind of makes sense. Money must be funny in a rich man's world. Now, she's the kind of person who says she likes to be alone, but she does not like to be alone. Donna for sure, and that is totally something Libras do. And she is secretly scared of being judged negatively for how she lives her life. And that line where she calls herself super reckless, that is definitely the kind of negative things from her mother. She did not want to have it. Donna is most certainly a Libra, even though I really didn't want her to be, just because I wanted to spite my sister. I'm sorry. Now on to the next one. We have Scorpio, or the Scorpion. Ooh. Now, Scorpios are difficult to get to know, and this works perfectly for this character as we chose Fernando. Now, he's only in the second movie, but I mean, he is quite difficult to get to know because we didn't even see him in the first movie. He prefers to be the one asking questions to other people, like as you can see when he kind of gives those little advices over to Sophie while the place is being reconstructed. He definitely didn't like to answer things. He was just kind of asking other people questions. There's something very lonely about Scorpios, just something hidden, and it kind of feels right. Like, until he met Ruby again, there was just kind of that loneliness about him, but he was content being lonely, even though he just seemed very alone. He's the kind of person who's not scared of anything, and I mean, if the song Fernando is to believe, they were in a battle together, so maybe he wasn't scared of anything. I think that just makes sense. Fernando is definitely that Scorpio energy. Ooh. And now on to the final one. We have Sagittarius, and who other would be Sagittarius than Pepper? Now, if you don't know who Pepper is, he was the one trying to seduce Tanya in Does Your Mother Know That You're Out? Pepper is always the friendliest person at the party. He's that kind of person that just comes up and has the bubbly energy and can talk your ear off and make you feel welcome. He's that kind of person that loves to explore the unknown. And I mean, that's kind of where he was going with Tanya, right? Like, an older woman that was new to him. So of course he wanted to explore. Sagittarius are known to get a little reckless when they really want something. And I mean, with that whole dance number, Does Your Mother Know? That just kind of makes sense. He was very reckless when it came to that scene. The one cool thing about Sagittarius is that their optimism is contagious. And if you didn't watch that scene and were actually very happy and kind of like cheering for him while Tanya was singing to him, I mean, optimism just very, very contagious. Very, very contagious. So I think that's definitely why Pepper fits the Sagittarius role in the movies. This video was very fun to make, and I'd like to give a special shout out to my sister Katrina. Woo! Yay, Katrina! For helping me figure out this video. We have a whole list here of all the different characters and why they match up to each thing. We spent a few hours on it, so I hope you liked it. Leave a comment down below on what movie you think I should do next for Zodiac characters. I'm thinking Shrek, that's probably a given. If you like this video, I'd love if you could leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, I'd love if you could subscribe right now. I put out videos every single Friday. Actually, next week I think I might have an unboxing video, so that'll be exciting. You can follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, all at Awkward Noah, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Stop laughing at me! This is why I can't film in front of people. They just laugh at me.